What's shaking, people? It is your boy Doom Killer HD, back live with another episode of Excelsior Now Podcast. I have my co-host Bloody Reckless with me. Say hello to the people, buddy.
Heyo.
Uh-oh, somebody's TV is loud in the background. Oh, there we go. Good. Say hello to the people, Bloody. Bloody, you there? You're not there, Bloody? Bloody Reckless? Hey, Bloody. Bloody? No? Okay. All righty then. Well, hello, Carrot Scraps. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, yeah.
How's it going? No, it's okay.
Oh, really?
My God. Man, I accidentally hit the mute button on my laptop. My bad.
It's all good.
But shaking, people, you are now rocking with the best.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Excelsior Now Podcast. Well, I guess we're rocking with the best when we don't even know what we're doing right now. Anyways, how are you doing, Mr. Carrot Scraps? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for coming on, boss.
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to talk superheroes and capes.
Yeah, that's what we do here. We talk superheroes, capes, we grab popcorn, and yeah, that's the kind of thing that actually happens here, man. So welcome aboard.
I'm curious about the popcorn. I'm excited about it.
Okay. we shall see, my friend. We shall see. All right, let's get the show started. One-on-one with Doom. Okie dokie. Bloody, I'm about to exit you real quick so I can have a little bit of one-on-one time with Mr. Carrot Scrap. So we'll see you in a couple of seconds, sir.
I'm frightened.
Oh, God.
Better get ready.
Well. How you doing, sir? Okie dokie. Mr. Carrot Scraps, how did you get the name Carrot Scraps, bro? Like, seriously. I want to know.
It's so funny. It literally came from a place where I was like, I used to have this gamer tag, and when I started streaming, I was like, I got to come up with a name, and I was like, I don't want to go with something I've used before. Let's make something new. And there's a ton of different stuff that goes into it, but literally I was like, the first part of it was one of the first video games I ever played, Mario Land.
Okay.
Mario Land 3, there's a power-up that's a carrot, and I was like, I loved that power-up. Why don't I just pull from that? It doesn't get enough love in modern Nintendo. Why don't I pull from that? And then literally the second thought was, there's not enough orange when it comes to people's design in general, and I'm like, orange is a hot color. You know what I mean? It's not my favorite color by any means. I was like, I don't want to just choose my favorite color. I think orange needs more attention. And then I just threw Scraps at the end. So it literally just came out of nowhere. I was just sitting there thinking, like, what should I call myself if I'm going to stream?
Damn. Okay. So that's a hell of a way to come up with a name, I guess, bro. Like, I thought mine was cool, but yours is just like, yeah, we're going to do this. And yeah, okay, cool. I used to, when I would hang out with friends, they would be like, yo, give me a band name right now, or give me something like that. And I'd just come up with something. Mm-hmm. And every now and again, a friend of mine would be like, I'm going to start using that from now on. That's actually pretty good. So I have like a history of like coming up with titles that are just weird and bizarre. And that was just another one of those where I was just thinking, I'm sure there are a bunch of other, worse ideas. No, it's cool, dude. I'm like, I've never heard of a name come up. I mean, some people use the little, rap name generator or whatnot and things like that. So,
yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm not even mad at it. How you guys doing in the chat? We're just chilling right now. Save your questions. Save your questions for Mr. Carrot.
Good to see some familiar people.
Go ahead. If you want to shout some people out right now, go ahead and do so. If you see some people go ahead, bro.
Just I think I saw Darko in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see Hero. Synchro, I believe. Good to see a couple people that I recognize. Thank you for stopping by.
Nice. Okay. What kind of content are you creating over there on Twitch? Like, what games besides Avengers are you streaming?
So this month, as we all know, it's called Creepy Carrot Month. Everybody knows that. Everybody calls it that. We don't even have to have a discussion about it. That's what we've been calling it for decades.
Okay, Creepy Carrot Month. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah. No, you already knew.
Yeah,
everybody does. It's a long tradition. But yeah, so we're playing, other than Avengers, we've been playing a lot of Resident Evil, and a lot of Back 4 Blood recently. And Back 4 Blood, I've been really enjoying. And so that might be, something that I do more in the future.
Yeah, I like
but other than Avengers, superhero games, and at the moment horror stuff, but in the future, potentially a lot of Nintendo stuff. I'm a big Nintendo dude.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I grew up on Mario Brothers. I'm old school, so of course, Nintendo. So at this point, we're gonna bring my co-host back in real quick.
Good to see you back.
Chat,
Hey, yo.
Bloody, go ahead and grab your popcorn, sir. Grab your popcorn. All righty then. Mr. Carrot Scraps, we've done away with the 2 softball questions. We've brought the co-host back in because we want to know. We want to know, sir. So can you tell us a secret, sir? Give us some tea on something that you would never actually tell in content creator. So go ahead. Give us a secret, sir. Yeah, that's a pretty fucked up question. I know. Excuse me.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea off the top of my head. I'm trying to think.
We got the popcorn ready for you, sir.
Oh, I got you. Well, I don't know if I'd never tell somebody this, but I try to keep it tight-lipped, right? I know people who watch me know this, but I really don't like Ocarina of Time. I don't know if this counts, but I really hate that game. I'm sorry. I straight up hate that game.
Damn.
So there you go. I try to keep that to myself. I try to keep that to myself because I don't want to start fights.
He just went completely off about this game. I was not expecting that at all. Really, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that.
Especially like 10 seconds ago, I was like, yo, I really mess with Nintendo. I love Nintendo. And then I'm like, oh, by the way.
It just went completely bonkers. I am not mad at you, sir. Okay. If you could work with any content creator, only one, Avengers content creator, who would that content creator be and why?
I don't know. That's kind of tough. It's hard to say because I communicate with so many other people.
You can only choose one, Carrot.
I can only choose one.
You can only choose one.
All right. I'm gonna choose Hoarder.
Okay.
Because
that's a good guy right there.
So the reason is, for a minute, I love Avengers. I love it with all my heart. But I'm new to looters still, even after playing the game for mad long. And he has a like many other content creators, but he also has a deep understanding of gear and the loot in Avengers and in other games. And I would love to do a Carrot, the looter idiot with Hoarder, the looter master. You know what I mean? And just have him drop some knowledge on me. You know what I mean? So that's I guess that's what I would choose.
Well, Hoarder, there you go, man. You got your co-host right there. He wants to do something with you, Buzz. That's your invite right there, buddy. There's your invite.
These are hardball questions. These are tough.
And the final question, which is, it's not that tough, bro. You've got one wish to fix one thing broken in Avengers to make the game more enjoyable. What would that fix be, boss? See, it's not that hard.
That's tough. I've had one ask for basically the past year, and recently it's kind of changed. And I hope it's not too vague, but I'm gonna stick with what my ask has been for the longest time, which is just mission variety. I don't need new assets. I don't need new enemies. I could even just stick with the main 6 characters or the main 9 characters, but the types of missions that we go on, the objectives, and what the game wants you to do, how it's structured, I just want more variety when it comes to that. I don't mind playing the same content over and over. I just want a little bit more variety when it comes to missions.
Okay, give us an example of some variety that you're talking about. Mr.
What would you put in the game?
Yeah, he's not talking about putting people in the game. He's talking about actually,
mission type.
Different types of missions.
Would you add?
Yeah, what mission type would you add? Yeah, good question, Vlad.
So the end of War for Wakanda, I thought was absolutely incredible. That final sequence where you're just climbing through the vibranium processing factory. I love the platforming. I love the disappearing platforms. Again, we just talked Mario, super simple, but I was like, this is cool. This forces you to think in between combat puzzles, and then they had that big kind of energy thing come up and down and kind of eliminate
I got bodied on that thing actually.
I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so cool. It's the whole Doom Eternal thing where normal shooters will ask you to walk from one arena to the next. Eternal is I want you to jump and run and do all this stuff. So that's one example. And then really quickly, I'll just throw this out there because I've been meaning to make a video on this for forever, but I just haven't. So I'm just gonna say it. I want a mission type called a villain lair. And I want it to be exactly like the end of the campaign, where it's less about the boss fight and it's more about getting there. Where like getting to that boss is like this like climb, like you're going into like the catacombs of this like layer that they've created, you know. And we've kind of had stuff like that with Monica and stuff, but I think they could do something, you know, really unique with something like that. Anyway, those are my answers.
Cool. Well, no, that's awesome answers, and it's actually pretty cool that you would say that, because that's something that Bloody and I have actually talked about as far as the Mega Hive. Instead of doing the Mega Hive where it's just boring floor after floor, we have enough enemies, villains in the game now to where you can just put a villain at the end of every floor. You know what I mean? To give you something to do at the end, instead of we just wiped out 12 Adaptoids, let's go get in the elevator. And give us Taskmaster first. Give us, you know, Abomination after that. Then throw Maestro in there. Throw the big mech Monica from, you know, the end of the last Avengers standing in there, and then for the final battle, give us whoever, MODOK or something. You know what I mean? We've got
100%.
something, you know. So that would go ahead.
And on the same subject, I'm not against. I am cool with having a super adaptoid OLT, but then also having them as a villain sector. I don't mind having both. In fact, I'd be down for it. You know, the OLT is like, you know, it's kind of like an enhanced version of the campaign, but just give me go through the city and then fight the super adaptoid for a villain sector that rotates every day. I'd be down for that. I can have both.
Where's our claw villain sector? Though? Can we just get a claw villain sector? That's all right.
We can have the raid. We're good with we'll have the raid and we can have a villain sector. Give us both. I'm just saying.
I mean, we need something at this point in time. You know what I mean? Something. Right now, it's just a quick sponsor plug, real quick. I'd like to give a shout out to Financial Felons, which is www.financialfelons.com, where you can choose a variety of some of the best clothing on the planet, merchandise and all. Use code DOOM for 15% off all merchandise. And again, that's www.financialfelons.com. Also like to give a big shout out to the members of the channel, Casual Avengers, Slipshock, The Wacko, and Sobel. I'm sorry about that. Big ups to you guys. Don't forget to smash that join button for special access to tutorials, earn rewards for just becoming a member. We've got giveaways and prizes as well. Game time with myself and other members of the squad, just by smashing the join button, guys. So that's that. Do you have any sponsors or any plugs that you want to do a shout out for right now, Mr. Carrot Scraps?
No, none at all. Unless you want to go check out my channel, anybody on Twitch
or
on YouTube.
Bro. No, that's a plug. You'll do it.
Go for it. You know, if you like what I'm saying here today, you know, check out the YouTube or my Twitch channel. All Carrot Scraps.
Nice. Our next segment is Twitter Asked with my boy Bloody Reckless. So I'm going to remove myself from this equation real quick so you guys can have a little bit of one-on-one time. He'll ask you a couple of questions that our folks from Twitter had asked already. So nice. I'll see y'all in a couple of minutes, guys.
Let's get to it. First of all, man, again, thank you for coming on. And
thank you for having me. I'm doing good. I'm excited. I mentioned before I'm nervous, but I'm excited. You know, it's cool to be here.
Awesome, man. Well, let's try and get some jokes out. Let's try and get some laughter in. First of all, do you like carrots? Actually, I mean, I know it's in the name, but is that a food that you eat or don't like?
Bro, I hate carrots.
Perfect. That actually lines up with this question from Sentinel Zero on Twitter. Why would you name yourself something that you don't like?
It's simple. It's simple. I hate carrots. That's the answer.
That's his answer, people. Very simple. Simplistic. I like it, actually. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I like it.
It brings me closer to the enemy. There's a second answer.
I feel you on that one. I feel you. Good answer on that. Second question from Twitter from Suki. If you were trying to get someone into Marvel Comics, what 3 comics would you recommend? So if you were trying to, I guess, get someone into Marvel Comics, what 3 comics would you recommend for them? And why?
Great. Okay. A great question. I really appreciate it, Suki. Shout outs to Suki. And I'm curious how many comic book readers we have in chat. Bloody, are you a comic book reader at all, or do you stick to the games or the movies? It's good.
If the movie isn't born, then I say movie. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I say it all the time. You don't need to read a single comic book to be a superhero fan. I'm a big proponent of that. I don't like it when people say like, oh, you got to read this, you got to read that. But I love comics. You know, they're very close to my heart. It's the same thing with anime, where I'm like, you don't have to watch anime, but like, come on, my dude, you got to watch anime. It's fun.
Yeah.
But so here's my answer. I actually wrote this down earlier because I love this question, and it tends to be the same. But number one is Secret Wars 1984 by Jim Shooter, Mike Zeck, and Bob Layton. The reason I chose that is because it's considered to be one of the first, if not the first, like Marvel crossover events. So think, Civil War before Civil War.
Yeah.
And the reason I recommend that, it is a little dated for a lot of modern readers. But the reason I recommend that is that it's got mad Marvel characters in it, and they're all at their peak. They're all, they're just deep enough for you to get like a taste of who they are. And they're all fighting each other, and they're all taking sides. And I think it really shows you, I think a big part of Marvel comics and comics in general is the crossover, and it shows you what that crossover looks like. The second thing about that is when you finish it, you can be like, oh, I can choose any of these people to start reading. Oh, the X-Men, they seemed really cool in this book. I'm going to go read them. Or Spider-Man looked awesome in this book. I'm going to go read him, So that's number one.
Okay.
Number two is All New X-Men from 2012 by Brian Michael Bendis and Stuart Immonen.
Yeah.
That book essentially is the X-Men from the past. The very first like X-Men-ish comics come to the future. They're brought to the future by Beast. And the story is just about the young X-Men seeing who they become. And I think for a new reader, you are essentially those young X-Men, and you get to experience their interpretation of the world. They're like, yo, why is Cyclops like this? Why is Angel like this? And you, the reader, are the same way. You're like, what happened to these people? I'm with these characters.
Yeah.
And then the last answer I got is just simple. Daredevil by Mark Waid, and I specifically recommend the Mark Waid Chris Samney part of that run, but the Mark Waid run from the beginning is just a great comic. I think it's really awesome. Again, it hits its stride when Chris Samney comes on board, and I think I just wanted to give another recommendation that's just like, I gave a lot of crossover recommendations. This is just one dude. It's just one guy, and it's not a ton of crossover, so you can kind of get that isolated Marvel experience as well. So sorry for the long rant, but those are my answers.
No, thank you for the additional, because sometimes people can label something but don't really know the reason why. So thank you. I think you actually, from somebody that doesn't like to read, I think I'm gonna actually look those up.
Hey, I big recommend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're good stuff.
Awesome, man. And another question here: what are your future plans for Lore Avengers?
Lore Avengers. You got it right. Yeah. So Lore Avengers is it's a thing I started like I guess a couple months ago at this point, where basically I write fan fiction about the original skins in Marvel's Avengers, right? The reskins, the recolors, even the ones that employ new assets. I was just like, what's really cool? I know people want, a representation of other media, and I totally understand that. I'm with that, but I'm like, there are some new designs here that we could create our own stories for, because they've never been anywhere else. So like, for example, the first Lore Avengers that I did was the volcanic set Captain America, and I was like, he's like a demonic alien Captain America. This isn't just your normal Captain America. This is a demonic alien clone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so anyway, my future plans for it are I have a couple stories written. I've been really busy, the past month. I just started a new full-time job, but I'm hoping to put out a kind of Halloween episode with the skins that we just got, the new supernatural skins, kind of give you a short look at those. And then monothematic in the future, a second part to volcanic I would really love to do. And I think that's what I got on the docket for now.
Awesome, man. Well, it definitely sounds like you're going to have a lot of content. Please keep us all in tune for that, man. And if you haven't followed him yet or subscribed to him yet, please do so. Catch Raps, Twitch and YouTube. Let's
Big
get back to
appreciate.
the show. Let's get back to the show. Of course, man.
Okay. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all have literally 30 seconds to share this video. Share the video with somebody you like. Share the video with somebody you don't like. Share it on Twitter. Share it on YouTube. Share it on Reddit. Share it with your mom. Share it with your dad. Share it with your sister that you don't even get along with. Y'all got 30 seconds, though, because you know what's coming up next. It is fire or trash time. Let's go, people. We are back. Y'all know what time it is. This is about to go down. It is simply fire or trash time. Let me see if I can find this banner for it real quick. Oh, there we go. Fire or trash banner, people. Let's go. Fire or trash is a Spitfire game where we take your favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, community member, and we ask them a series of questions really fast, whether it be statements, names, houses, nouns, whatever. And the only thing you can answer is fire or trash. Now, because of Hyrule, I have to actually ask you this. Do you understand what fire and trash mean?
Wait,
I have to ask now. Hyrule is messing up for everybody. I have to ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Okay, cool.
Not to be rude, but is he not from the States or?
No, Hyrule is actually from Canada. So
okay, that makes a little more sense. Yeah, I was like, what?
All right, y'all ready, chat? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. American Horror Story.
Trash.
Masked Singer.
Trash. Big
Melania
trash.
Trump.
Trash.
Black Licorice.
Trash.
Superman and Lois.
Neutral.
What?
Fire
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Okay,
Still
Fuego.
fire?
It's fire. It's fire. It's fire. It's Superman.
Cyberpunk.
Trash.
Good.
Carrot Cake.
Trash.
What?
Naruto.
Fire.
Backstreet Boys.
There's a guy.
Fire.
KY Jelly.
Trash.
Oh.
You really threw me.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's
how the game works, dude.
Oh.
I did. I fear I gave the wrong response.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, that was probably the funniest one yet, dude.
Oh.
I was like, oh, it was lights. I should have seen that coming though.
Yes, you're supposed to. See
I
it
know.
coming.
I should have seen it coming.
You're supposed to see it coming. Oh god.
Oh.
Okay. At this point in time, you okay over there, bloody bro?
I'm just gonna stick with my answer. Keep it where I was.
Oh
Bruh.
god.
No elaboration needed.
Bro.
Okay. This
Bro.
At this portion of the show, we do 5 questions from the chat. And as you know, channel members get to ask their questions first. So
sure.
Right now, guys, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. If you green with the S by your name, we are definitely answering your questions first. Let's get it, guys. Oh crap.
Yo,
Yeah.
Slipshot, good to see you.
What's good with it, Slip?
Bruh.
Slipshot like that question.
Dude, if you
You
I'm
got
so
me.
sorry, bro.
No, it's good. You got me.
Everybody who sits in this chair, dude.
Oh,
The
God.
only person who was not got with Stardust is because he just went on a rant about weed for 5 minutes in the middle of fire and trash. And that's
Like,
the
well,
only
yeah.
reason he wasn't got, bro. And that actually was hilarious as hell as well. But
I was trying my hardest
the
not to
look on
rant.
your face, bro. You was just like,
Yeah, that's
really just ask me about why would you do that to me? You know?
That reminds me, I'm gonna put out my own brand of carrot K1 coming soon, dropping the merch. Look forward to it. You spoiled the merch drop. That's why I had that reaction.
God. Okay, y'all don't even have no questions. I know y'all got questions for Carrot.
Y'all are probably laughing.
They're laughing at fire and trash still, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
That's how there's no such thing as the Speed Force. It's just the Flash uses a AI to go to breakneck speeds.
Do you see any questions even from the past at this point? I can't, bro.
Yeah, let me
if
go
you
through.
see questions, let me know because my eyes are. I'm sick right now. If y'all haven't noticed, I am sick as a dog. I'm trying to not be sick, but my eyes are really blurry right now, so I can barely see my screen. Is there any questions, buddy?
I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is a question. Somebody asked
ahead.
about.
If you see it, answer it, Carrot.
Somebody mentioned Bendis on Guardians was good. I have the material. That's Jason Jones, who mentioned Bendis Guardians. I'm not a huge Bendis Guardians fan, and to be clear, that's the writer Brian Michael Bendis on the Guardians comic. Wasn't a huge fan of that run. I thought there were some cool ideas. I think there's stuff in it that I like for the history of Guardians. You know, it's cool to have Ben Grimm on the team. It's cool to have Kate Bishop on the team. I didn't mind her. I liked her relationship with Peter. I liked her as Star-Lord. I thought it was an interesting idea, but I didn't feel like it came to fruition. You know, it was cool ideas, but not good execution.
That makes sense. We got a question from wait. I guess that's the wrong question, but this question actually worked. From our buddy, the Drifting Crusader, he asked, "Did you take Velocity 9, bro?" If that's the Flash reference, if you guys have not noticed, but do you watch the Flash on CW?
I don't watch.
God, he has no clue what you're talking about.
I do love Flash, but not the TV show.
Gotcha. No worries. Okay. Got a question from my buddy Avengers hater. That's the question I was actually reaching for.
I figured.
What's your favorite Marvel game besides Avengers? Of course, so he won't say it. But
so I feel like I'm gonna get torched for this. It's hard for me to. I'm a big Spider-Man guy. It's weird. I say it all the time. I feel like people don't know this about me, but I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Thousands of Spider-Man comics. I put tons of time into Spider-Man games. And I'm a big fan of the Amazing Spider-Man movie games. Back in the day.
Oh yeah.
They're not perfect. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these games are, perfection, but I feel like if you play them, they have the building blocks for what Insomniac did. And I like the kind of looseness and weirdness they went with the story. They're playing around with genetics. With animal genetics and mixing them with people. And it really felt like they were trying to build their own universe within that game. There's totally weird stuff. I think in the first game, Peter kisses Gwen with his mask on because they don't have a model for Peter's face.
Right.
And so it's got total cheap moments like that. But I've replayed those games over and over. And so I'd have to say it's either one of those two or Miles Morales, honestly. I really like those three.
Gotcha. Miles Morales is awesome. I love Miles Morales, bro.
It's a good game.
Our buddy Slipshock, a channel member, asked if you could have a game like Avengers based on another Marvel DC faction, what would it be and why is it? Ultimates with Blue.
I mean, that's a great answer, bro. That is a really good answer.
The question for you, but go ahead, bro.
I don't want to cheap out and just go with that, but that's a really cool answer because Ultimates. You can go in such a different direction than with Avengers, where, obviously the Avengers go cosmic, and obviously the Ultimates weren't just a cosmic team, but they really went out there. They went out into the universe, and they went to multiple planes of existence. They changed Galactus from a life taker to a life giver. I feel like you could have a lot of fun with Ultimates, and I'm a huge Blue Marvel fan. I know Slipshock knows that, so I think Ultimates is a really good idea, but So I say yes to that. If I could greenlight that, I would. Second answer is New Warriors because I love the New Warriors.
Which faction of the New Warriors? The ones that caused the whole Civil War, or
well, the OG, not the OG, the team when Scarlet Spider was on it, the original Ben Reilly.
Okay.
I need Night Thrasher there. I need Rage. I need Firestar. Justice can stay. Speedball can stay.
What about Prodigy?
Prodigy's cool. Cool. I love the New Warriors, and I like the classic team a little bit forward in time. You know what I mean? So I would love a New Warriors game.
All right.
Nice.
My buddy, mutated humanoid thing. I just love this dude's name. Is this not like one of the
I was
coolest
just about to
names? Like what?
I was just about to say,
dude. Anyways, how would you make your own Marvel character if you were a writer or artist, and what would you name him or her?
I like the question of how. All right, so let me get comfortable. One of the things I love about Spider-Man is that he got bit by a spider, but his powers aren't necessarily like spider related. Like a lot of people think that his webs come organically, right? And depending on the mythology you're reading, it does. But at the start, it was just, he has super strength and he's going to theme himself around a spider with his technology. So that would be, I always thought that was such a unique idea. And that would be how I would build a Marvel character, is giving them some random power and then having the character either inherit technology or invent technology to augment that power. So that way, like, you're really like creating something different. It's a compound like equation,
Yeah.
No, I hear you. Okay. And what was the second part? Did you answer the second part of that question as well?
Yes.
I didn't know what the second part. What would I name them?
Yeah. What would you name them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lazy. And just do those things on top of water. They're called like striders, right? I believe. Let's just call it spider strider, something like that. I think that would be dope. Isn't that cool? That's tough, right? Yeah, that's cool.
Spider strider, all right.
It's dope.
It's a little funny at the same time, like
got that alliteration.
3 times fast. Spider strider. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
No. What you gotta do is you gotta say it like a supervillain to see if it works. You go Spider Strider. See, that works.
I don't have no villain in me left at all right now, but I feel you.
That's how you know if you got a good name.
My buddy Rebel Scene says top 2 action actors of all time.
That's a really good question. I mean, Arnold immediately. I just, by the way, this has turned into a Terminator podcast. I'm taking over. I just watched all 6 Terminator films. And a little bit of the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and net positive on that whole franchise. There's only one movie that I would say is like, well, that's not true. There's 2 movies that I would say are not the best or bad. The rest of them are fuego. Like, they are so good. They are so fun. Some of the best action films ever made, and I love them. So Arnold, 100%. Second one, Bruce Campbell. Let's throw Bruce Campbell. I wouldn't really call him an action star, but he takes some fumbles in Evil Dead, so he could be called an action star in my heart.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that one
at all. This is not a question, but what's good with Mr. J Shock Blast? J Shock Blast is commenting on your Bendis rant. He says Bendis didn't understand what Guardians was. He just threw a bunch of Earth characters in space and said, Guardians! Do you agree or disagree?
I 100% agree.
Oh, there you go.
I think Bendis, I call him the Stephen King of comic books. He's 50-50 on whether it's good or not. Sometimes he really is like killing it, and other times it's like a ghostwriter wrote it, and that's one of those ghostwriter moments where I'm like, who is writing this book? Because it doesn't feel like the person that writes Ultimate Miles Morales or All New X-Men, at least the start of it. It felt like he was trying too much to either do something big on the cover or to do something similar to the films, and it lost this. I don't know. I agree with you 100%. I agree.
No worries. And we'll take this last question for this segment from our channel member, Mr. Casual Avenger. He says, if you could fast track any character into the game, who would you choose?
Oh, into Avengers. Oh, okay.
Into Avengers game.
All right. So my answer has been Falcon for a while. Sam Wilson.
Okay.
Because first of all, I'm just a big Falcon fan, but if it was just about me being a fan of the character, I would choose She-Hulk because that's one of my favorite superheroes, or second favorite superhero. But Falcon is one of my favorite superheroes as well. But I think he adds like a gameplay or he could add a gameplay if approached correctly that would be very different than everybody else. First of all, it adds a new flyer, and if they get really creative with it, you can make him a glider more than anything else. You could really make him play differently than the other Avengers that fly as well. And the other person was Quicksilver. I think Quicksilver
Ooh.
would be so difficult to figure out, but if you figure it out, it would pay off so well.
Man,
it's all about, for me, new characters. Sorry. For me, new
good.
characters are all about like, because I love the way, you know, the template that they have for gameplay in the game. New characters for me is how they play. Can they be interesting compared to everybody else? Because that's where the game shines.
Got you.
Great
Okay, at this point in time, we normally would play the OLT time challenge. For one, I'm not really into Avengers as much as I used to be, and we kind of just taking a break from that on the show right now. We would normally just do a cringe review, but I got something a little bit better. We had a guest that you replaced, Mr. Tony Bean. Mr. Tony Bean was supposed to come on the show. Due to things that I don't even really want to get into, he elected to not come on, and we greatly appreciate him still, and we understand why he didn't want to come on, and I get that. But I don't think you've ever heard his theme song, and if you did, I'm pretty sure you haven't watched his video for it. So instead of doing an old school cringe review, let's check out Mr. Tony Bean's theme song, if you don't mind, Mr. Carrot Scraps.
I'm down.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, forgive me.
Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize.
Can I respond to somebody in chat while you do that?
Go ahead, please do.
Avengers hater says Quicksilver is impossible in my opinion. I totally understand why. And that's why I say like it would be challenging, but if they could accomplish it, it would be really cool. So I understand, like it definitely, I understand why you would say it's impossible.
Use mechanics for Kate and then just go off of that. There you go.
Dude, if y'all have ever played that old school Justice League game, the Flash was in that game and he worked perfectly in that game, and it was based just like an Avengers game. So it's not impossible at all. If you guys are ready, let's get right into this music video. You ready, Mr. Scraps?
Yep.
You ready, Mr. Co-host?
Let's do it.
Let's just see if we can just absolutely smash them.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doom Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best.
Hollywood legend beats.
Let's go! We taking aim and that's a fact. I'm in Avengers, so you know I'm ready to smash. Together we fight, so you know we ready for war. Send your best, cause we wrecking them all. Imagine that. We taking aim and that's a fact. I'm in Avengers, so you know I'm ready to smash. Together we fight, so you know we ready for war. Send your best, cause we wrecking them all. Imagine Tony being the human calculator, crunching them stats, breaking down all of the benefits from status effects. You can call him the professor, got his facts on the chart. Before you feel your champ skills, see Tony Bing if you're smart. Don't get vision on precision, valor gets multiplied. High percents on the bricks, cause the numbers, they don't lie. Learn the battery power with status effects to mix. You building the squishy hero, he'll teach you to build a brick. Scale you mainly with micro and a little intensity. 30% perk chance and vulnerability. Even buff and damage boost and get you carrying max. It's the future revolution, be prepared to attack. Smash like, hit subscribe, make that blue bell ring. It's the Omega level hero, the marvelous Tony Bing. Smash like, hit subscribe, make that blue bell ring. It's the Omega level hero, the marvelous Tony Bing.
Yo.
All right. That's enough of that. Get out of here, Tony B. Get out of here, sir.
Now I gotta trash or fire that, right? That's how. It works.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. Trash or fire.
honestly,
That was fire, 100%. At straight fuego. Like I've mentioned this before. Like I love the music you put together. Like it made me so happy to see that first trap mix that you had done for the anniversary. That is like. I can't describe how happy that made me. It's such a cool, I don't know, it's cool. So that was awesome. I loved it.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, it was just funny that I was like, shit, instead of watching an old cringe video, because we could still do that if you like, but like let's just watch something that that you might not have seen. Tony Bing was supposed to be here, he's not here. Let's I just thought that would have been a funny idea, man. Anyways, let's get some more questions from the chat. And if you guys want a cringe video, y'all know I got plenty of those from 8 years ago, so we can do some cringe too. If y'all want some cringe in the chat, let me know.
Been grinding for a minute.
Yes, indeed. Well, no,
Yeah,
I
man.
left YouTube alone for like 8 years. I was
Okay.
into YouTube for like I did YouTube for like 2 years straight.
Mhm.
I got up to like 6K subscribers,
Yo.
and I was playing Call of Duty. I was doing music for Call of Duty people. I had a Call of Duty team, and it just got way toxic, bro. Call of Duty will bring the worst out of anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Mhm.
And I just had to step away from it. And I stepped away for like 7 years. And Avengers, people like Jay Shock Blast, people like High Ruler, people like Machine Gun Mike and Sat Out the Game or Tricks Ridiculous. Those people got me back into the game, into where we at right now. So you know, a big shout out to all of those commentators, all of those creators, those guys that literally lit the fire under me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, dude, it's cool. Come do this, and you got it,
Sure.
and we'll be here to support you. And they all have been. So
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about that with I'm sorry to hear about that with COD. But I'm happy that you found like a new community, and I totally agree with like I love the Avengers community. You know,
yeah,
it's a cool place.
I mean, you got your toxic people here as well, but it's
sure.
not nothing like. I mean, it's like everybody in COD is toxic, whether they want to be or not. You know, it's just that level of competition. You know what I mean? It brings out the worst in you, man. So
Yeah.
For me, like no more COD. I'm good.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Oh God, this is okay, Jason. You want some shine? Goddamn it, Mr. Onlylicious. He says, "How about Doom saying Kate is not that good and then getting carried by Bloody multiple times?" Okay, bro. Kate again is a very nice C tier character, bro. She's in the same tier with Captain America. She's in the same tier with all of the other great heroes. Y'all can get mad at me all you want to. That's my opinion. I was a Kate main up until Hawkeye came out. I know how good Kate is. She's vicious. And for some characters, Kate is an A tier character, list character. You know what I mean? She can go do what she does. She's very fast. She's got great status spreading abilities. You know what I mean? She's an awesome hero. The girl is a monster. Like I said, I mained her for months on top of months. I'm not saying Kate's bad. I talk trash because at that point in time, I thought that she was not viable in the OLT. Bloody proved me wrong. I proved myself wrong. I took into the OLT myself and was like, oh, she's actually pretty damn viable. So Jason Jones, Mr. Onlylicious, leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Okay?
He said, "Back off."
Oh God. You see any questions? That's good. Blood.
Absolutely. One. Do you watch Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super?
I see that question.
I have watched Dragon Ball Z. I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. But and I've tried doing a rewatch a couple years ago, but I've watched a little bit of Super. I'm not as like versed on DBZ. I know what goes down. You know what I mean? But I haven't watched it as much as Naruto or One Piece, or especially not Bleach. But I have seen DBZ.
Okay.
A good amount.
If you could give your top 2 favorite moments that you've seen from either one.
I don't think I even have. I'll talk about what I liked like growing up. Why I was really into the show was the sense of legacy. That was one of the coolest things. Oh, I got another one too. That was one of the coolest things to me growing up, was like I loved the idea that like, from father to son, to son to father, you see these characters like grow up. I'd never seen anything like that before, and so I was immediately sucked in on that. And I know people do not like GT, but not only do I like some of the designs in GT, what is it, Super Saiyan 4? I like the designs, but I also love that theme song. You're not gonna tell me that theme song doesn't go hard? Come on,
bro. That's the worst part of GT is the theme song.
What?
Bro?
Get out of here! Get out of my face! That song is awesome. I'm about to throw it up in the background,
song, bro. You talking about the dub version or the Japanese version?
The dub version. Oh, the Japanese version is pretty good.
I hated that dub version, bro. That's what oh God, no. You talking about that Dragon World Tour? Oh God, no, bro. Please stop.
I loved it. I loved it. Loved it.
Killing me.
I've got some controversial takes. Okay, that's just the shallow end.
Dude,
All right,
this is funnier than your fire or trash moment right now.
I told you I was gonna catch flag. I'm about to throw it on in the background. Let's see.
Don't do that. Don't, for one,
No, not on
copyright
stream.
strike.
Not on
Please
stream.
don't do that.
Not on stream. Just in the background so I can hear it and be like, oh,
Okay.
I got GT energy. And then I think there's a Canadian version, isn't there? That's dubbed in English. That's slightly different. That one's pretty hard too. I like it.
Guy says my guy Juan Sydney says you are a unique type of person, boss. I would have to agree, Carrie. Can you let them? They don't understand how talented the actual Carrot Scraps is. I remember I was in one of your streams. It was like one of the first or second times I actually been into your streams. I don't even think you knew who I was at the time, and you were like. And I was like, bro, you were singing like Disney songs or some shit, Lord. I was just like, dude,
Probably.
Sing the Little Mermaid. You was like, oh, not Little Mermaid, Aladdin. You was like, oh, new world. I was like, oh shit.
We didn't ask you to sing
run
it.
that, yo, bro. Run that a whole new world for us, bro. Or whatever it was you were singing, bro.
It's
awesome.
so funny because people will ask me to sing because I've done that and I'm like, I don't want to sing today. I don't want to sing.
Damn.
And then but this is the thing. I'll immediately start singing after. It's like it's so hard for me to like shut my mouth.
Go ahead and hit it, son. Please.
I'm like, no, I don't wanna
whatever
sing
you
today.
feel like singing, dog. Like just sing something, bro. Sing Earth. You know my favorite song is Earth Mightiest Heroes Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
You know that song?
I do know that song.
Please run that for
Oh,
me, dog.
It
man.
goes,
Run
welcome
that
to
for
the
me,
Grand
bro.
Tour, Grand Tour, Grand Tour. Welcome to the right? That's how it goes.
No.
Yeah, those are the lyrics.
This is the greatest episode of Excelsior Podcast ever. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Just run the credits.
Nah, seriously though, bro. I'm just kidding. You don't have to sing though, but if you felt like it, bro, that would have just been
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll think about
Watch
it.
you start singing soon as we get out, soon as we click off and we're in the after party show when we're just chatting, he's gonna be like, our world's about to break. Watch, I'm telling y'all.
That song, that was another one. Wait, really quickly. That was another one of those songs. I remember growing up, it was that, and then it was Spectacular Spider-Man, and people would clown on it. And I'd be like, I don't know, man. I think it goes pretty hard. I actually quite like it. I'm not afraid to like this.
Bro.
And then a couple years later, those people grew up and they were like, you know what song is good? And I'm like, I already know. You don't even have to tell me. I told you years ago, and you mocked me.
No,
Spectacular
bro.
and Earth's
Dude.
Mightiest Heroes had awesome theme songs.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes literally has a special place in my heart. And I mean, I'm about to get a little teary-eyed on y'all real quick because I'm sick. I'm gonna blame it on me being sick. Let me get my Dragon Ball blankie. Hold on. Okay. No, seriously,
I got
guys.
one of those.
When my mom passed away, right? Like I was out here in Seattle. She was in New Orleans, and it was like she passed away, and I had to go all the way back to New Orleans to, take care of the funeral situations and whatnot, right? And I had never saw this show before, and I'm like, I'm sitting in her living room, just I'm sad as hell, and so I click on the TV and like Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes. What is this? Okay, let me press play on it. And that song came on, dude. I literally sat there for about 45 minutes rewinding the song over and over. And I was just in amazement. I was like, This is the intro to a TV show, a kid's TV show. And it's fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Like, I'm just like, damn, they really did a good job. It's got chords, it's got harmony. If you watch the show, the interest to that show literally is it tells you what the show is about. Like, our world's about to break. That's the Hulk. He's upset, about everything that's going on. He's literally transformed into the Hulk. His world is broken. Tormented and attacked. That's still the same thing. World's about to break. Tormented and attacked.
Lost from when we wake.
That's Captain America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was lost in ice. You know what I'm saying? With no way to go back. That story, he couldn't get back to Asgard. He was stuck on Earth. And and I'm standing on my own, no longer alone or whatever. That's the Iron Man. He was always, I'm by myself. And then he has this team. I was like, dude, the people who wrote that, sung it, and then implemented it into that story they're genius. They're straight geniuses, bro. Like, you should sing that song for us. I'm sorry. That's what you should be doing.
We'll
right
see.
now.
We'll see.
That's what you should
We'll
be doing.
see. I got the lyrics pulled up just in case.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So
then.
I got them in my back pocket just in case. Hey, I appreciate you sharing that, by the way. You know, let me just say that, like, as part of the reason why I love like superhero stuff and this kind of stuff is it does genuinely like help when stuff is difficult or when stuff is tough, you know, when you're going through it. So thank you for sharing that.
Nah, no, it's all good, bro. I mean, that show really did help me out, though. That was a rough time. I couldn't even actually continue it. I had to just get off of it and talk about the show. That was a rough time. And that show is literally the intro to all my Avengers YouTube videos. When I'm streaming the game, that's the song that plays. That song is a part of me. You know what I mean? Like this big poster is, you know what I mean? That's all of that goes into. It's a part of me. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
And that's another that's why I love asking people like where they started with Marvel or like what they're or superheroes in general. What's your favorite like thing like of Marvel heroes? Because it's so cool to hear that story that you just told and be like, this is to me, this is Marvel right here. You know what I mean? I love that. Nothing makes me happier than like hearing what Marvel is, through a different medium through somebody else.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I love my comics. I'm a big DC guy, like I got my Superman, I got my Flash, but Marvel just hits home for me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's way more grounded. I feel Marvel more than DC. Like I love DC. Don't get me wrong. Like the Flash is my favorite superhero. Period. Like there's nothing, nobody better than the Flash. You know what I mean? Wally West Flash, that is. But Justice League cartoon, like that was Wally West. You know,
love
what I
that
mean?
show.
Those movies are Wally West. So I'm not a big Barry guy. You know what I mean? Barry's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I grew up on Wally West, so it is what it is. But who is your favorite hero? Either DC or Marvel. It doesn't matter.
For me, it's Scarlet Spider, the Ben Reilly, which used to be a controversial.
Sent me that on Twitter today, actually.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I thought it was Hero who was busting my chops about it. Yeah. So people, it's funny. I don't know if you remember this, but like, I mentioned this on stream the other night, and somebody was like, "Is that a controversial thing to say?" Because I was like, love me or hate me, I love Scarlet Spider. For people who don't know, that was like a sin for like a comic book fan to say, like, I love Scarlet Spider, I love the Clone Saga. For years, it was considered the worst comic books ever written. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I used to catch mad flack.
People like, I can remember people having like the little Ben Reilly backpacks when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like he was pretty popular still. Yeah.
I've had multiple conversations with people where I'll tell them that like I'm a Clone Saga fan, and then that's all they'll talk about me. Where it's like, well, you like Clone Saga, so I don't know how I feel about your opinion on this movie. Like people,
did you watch the Spider-Man, the old school Spider-Man cartoon, the
animated series? Yeah, 1994.
That one. Yeah,
I watched that.
Whole ending series is about the Clone Saga. So, and people regard that as one of the best Spider-Man cartoons ever. How do you hate the Clone Saga when literally the whole ending of that show is the Clone Saga? It's Web Warriors or whatever, but it's the Clone Saga. It's what it is.
I think it's the same thing with a lot of. It's the same thing with Avengers, where it's like there are definitely valid criticisms to be made about the Clone Saga and with Avengers. But I think the negative qualities of the Clone Saga were overshadowed for a long time. But I'm happy to see the love for it now. So Scarlet Spider is my favorite superhero. Peter Parker as well is also. It's kind of a tie there. She-Hulk is number 2. Nice. When it comes to DC, you can't really see it, but I'm a big Superman fan. Gotcha. I've been watching and reading DC stuff. Since I was a kid. But when I started reading DC comics, I was working at a comic shop, and I was like, if I'm going to sell these books to people, I gotta read it. And so I started diversifying my reading. At the time, I was only reading Marvel, and I started reading Superman, and I just connected with it on like such a visceral level, and he's been like my dude ever since.
Who was your writer that was writing the Superman that you were introduced to?
I think it was what is his name? It's the Green Lantern guy. I forget what his name is. It's
I'm sorry, I'm not as
No
what
worries,
is it?
no worries, it's
Jeff
cool.
Johns is Jeff Johns.
Johns, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
which I know is a cliche answer for a DC, comic.
But he writes some of the greatest books, so you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the book that you were introduced to, Jeff
For sure.
Johns wrote it. I mean, it is what it is. No
So,
worries, boss.
I love Superman so much. He's a cool dude. Love him.
Got you. Bloody, your favorite hero, DC or Marvel? Either one or both.
Kate Bishop and Batman.
Got
They
you.
don't have any powers. They just use their knowledge and their weapons to kill
I
him.
knew that's what you was gonna go with. You're such a genius type of guy. So
Favorite Batman, like interpretation.
Ooh, interpretation.
If you don't say Keaton, we fighting. Like,
No, I don't like Keaton, man.
boy,
Yeah.
In fact, give me oh boy, what's
you
his
better
name?
not say Kilmer, dog. If you say Val Kilmer,
Christian Bale.
oh,
Christian Bale.
okay, that's a good Batman. That's a good
Christian
Batman.
Bale.
That's a good Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, you're probably a little bit too young for Keaton anyway.
Like,
Anyway,
Keaton, Keaton was trash.
first comic was X-Men, I believe, in 145. Doom has Storm in his arm with the goblet.
What's that?
I'm looking for my Storm picture. I don't have it. I don't even have my Storm picture up anymore. How do you even know I have a Storm picture?
I think you took it down.
I did take it down. That's a little scary. I took that down a while ago.
Jason remembers.
Boy, Jason, dude.
True fan.
My
They know the
favorite
lore.
heroes are Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, Captain America, Black Panther, and Scarlet Witch. Those are some good heroes, man.
For sure.
I agree. Bell was pretty damn good. Bell was a goat.
My
Hal
favorite.
Jordan.
My
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Kat.
Oh, my favorite Batman is the Arkham verse Batman.
Arkham.
I'm a big fan of
I like
that interpretation of the character.
I can
I'm
see
gonna
that.
have to go with
I can see
like
that.
I'm losing his name all day right now, but the guy who voices the voice actor of Batman.
For the animated series and
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Batman.
yeah, I know who.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
shoot me, guys. I cannot
Yeah,
think of his name.
his voice was perfect for the part.
it
Mhm.
was it's blah 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 blah. Kevin Conroy.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, animated
You are
series.
life saving, man. You are life saving right
I
now.
looked it up.
Oh, you real quick too. You like,
Yeah, I was fast on
that.
By the way, Bloody, your background is cool.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody
so
says
cool.
that he's in space. That's the space
Appreciate
But
background.
I was just about to say, it reminds me of Guardians, like the new game that's coming out. I'm like, all the promotional material looks like your background. They take shots in your room right now.
They just need to send me a check. So
Yeah, they do the
Rebel-
promos there.
Rebel Scene says Scarlet Spider got the job done, and you were right. Now folks love the character. Oh, I guess he was talking about that whole
Controversy.
Clone Wars controversy.
it's another
glad-
question. Go ahead, Carrot.
No, I'm just glad to see so many Scarlet Spider fans. I love that guy.
What
I
do
mean,
you
come on,
think of
you're gonna
Kane?
tell me? I love Kane. Kane is awesome. I mean, he's no Ben. Like Ben is my dude.
Yeah.
Well, and not to mention, like, can we talk about the fit check on Ben? Like, it's one of the coolest
Yeah.
costumes on any superhero ever, right?
I like
just
it,
throw it-
dude. I like this dude because I was like, okay, you're not rocking. Nobody's beating Miles right now. None of the Spider people are beating Miles. And all jokes aside, Ghost Spider Grin, whatever y'all want to
Gwen.
call her.
Yeah,
her fit is fire, bro.
For
With
sure.
the hoodie.
you know what?
it's
That's
fire.
what it is.
The
That's what
hoodie
it is.
is
There needs to be
fire.
more
Hoodie is
more superhero costumes with a hood. I think
Dude.
it's so dope.
But that new Ben Riley, bro.
Oh yeah, the
That
new one
new
is
Ben
dope.
Riley
It looked very
fire,
clean.
bro.
It looked very
It's
clean.
fire, dog.
Yeah.
I like the throwback Ben Riley. Don't get me wrong. I like the throwback with the hoodie. He was the first Spider with the hoodie. You know what I mean?
I'm all about that hoodie.
But
That hoodie is my dreams.
in comparison to Miles with the hoodie and Gwen with the hoodie,
Oh,
it's outdated. It's outdated. So,
Miles' new costume. You're talking about his new look?
with the red hoodie.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so cool.
Yeah, that sucker's.
With that red,
nice.
bro, I was
Pretty
just
nice.
like, dog, they're going in right now.
I forget who had said it to me, but somebody was like, I don't really like it. I feel like they're trying too hard. I was like, bro, I want to look like this dude without the mask. Like, I want to look half as cool as he looks in this costume. This
Right.
revolutionizes like superhero costumes. I love it.
Okay, this is a good. How you doing, Lewis? Welcome to the chat, man. Lewis says Mark Hamill as the Joker, top notch. who is your favorite villains in any media, from DC to Variant to Marvel? Like, who is your favorite villain right now?
Is gonna be another weird one. Well, let's go with the easy answers first. From DC, I'm a huge Sinestro fan. More so than I am a Green Lantern fan. I just love Sinestro. And then Black Manta. I love Black Manta. I love Aquaman in general, but I love Black Manta. I think he's so cool. On Marvel, I'm a big Armadillo fan.
The Spider-Man villain Armadillo?
I think he technically counts as a Cap villain, but Spidey has definitely fought him a bunch of times. I think he was at the start of the 2015 like Miles run. He's just a big armadillo. He's just a dude who's.
I know exactly who you.
I love.
I was like, wait, are you serious?
I love that dude. All right. The second one is Tiger Shark. I'm a big Tiger Shark fan.
Really? The low tiers, huh?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. For like DC, it's like, I like the more the bigger people, right? Mm-hmm. But for Marvel, I love these like weird side dudes. The other one I was gonna say was Shocker from Spider-Man. I think Shocker is really cool.
Which Shocker though?
Which one?
Herman?
Yeah, Herman Schultz.
Yeah, I like Herman. Herman is good. I like the I guess it was the Ultimate Spider-Man. It was the black Shocker from the comics. Do you know?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it was Shocker. Yeah, I mean Ultimate.
Yeah, he was like psycho. That dude was not like a normal Herman Schultz. Dude.
No.
Yeah.
I felt like a lot of characters in Ultimate went way too far for no reason. They were like, let's just turn them all up to 25.
Yeah.
Also Namor, I don't know if we know Namor, but Namor is one of my favorite superheroes. If he's considered a villain, because sometimes people do, he's my favorite supervillain because I love that dude.
And he's kind of an anti-hero type of.
Heath Peters.
He's more anti than straight supervillain. He's not on that world conquest thing. He's like, stay out of my oceans and I won't kick your ass. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
He's really who we got for you for his favorite villain?
Favorite villain, like all time? Or just
favorite villain?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Why'd you say the Penguin?
Nah, this might actually shock some people, but I rewatched Thor Ragnarok, and I really like Hela as a villain. Hela, yeah.
Okay. So movie Hela, all right. Movie Hela is not the same as comic book Hela.
No. Yeah, they're different. Yeah.
So you like movie? Okay, that's
cool.
She
was actually.
You got beef with comic book Hela?
He just doesn't read the comics. So.
Yeah, I just don't read. No.
I thought you had an issue. I thought it was like, in the comics, she's. I don't want to see her face, but in the movies, they finally fixed her. No, she's cool. I forget who the actress is, but she kills it in that role.
Mm-hmm. No, she did her thing. Let me see who y'all already know. Dr. Doom. That's my guy for Marvel. Like, I mean, and that has literally nothing to do with my name at all. Like, but Dr. Doom is just. Really awesome. My name is we could talk about that in the after party, bro.
I can't wait to hear it.
And for DC, let me think really good with this, because it's not one of your main villains as my guy for DC. It's actually it's a Flash villain, and he was completely awesome in the Suicide Squad 1, and he died a tragic death in Suicide Squad 2 in the very beginning of the movie. With Captain Boomerang, bro.
Yes.
I love Captain Boomerang.
Bro.
He's cool.
Y'all don't understand. This dude got some depth to him, bro. It's not just a boomerang throwing idiot. He's actually got depth to him. He's got honor. He's got a family, actually. Like his son, Captain Boomerang Jr., that dude he's the one featured in the new Suicide Squad video game where he has the speed of
Speed Force.
Speed Force. He's got like a little bit of Speed Force in him where he's like he can throw the boomerang and literally beat it to the spot. Like, I love that guy. But Captain Boomerang is my dude, because I'm such a Flash fan, so I had to do my dirt on Captain Boomerang, and he's very, very much a sick character, yo. He's an awesome character.
You know what's funny is I agree with you. Captain Boomerang is awesome. The movie version kind of reminds me. I don't know if y'all both watched Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat remake, but he's kind of like Kato. like the Suicide Squad movie version of him. You know, like he's almost exactly like Kato. He's just a funny guy with an accent who objects to things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, boss. All right. If there's not any more questions from the chat, do you guys want to ask Mr. Carrot Scraps anything before we dip up out of here?
I think there's one question that I saw. I think there's one question I saw. Carrot, what are your top 3 MCU fights?
So I know this is useless information. I know I say it all the time, but I'm not the biggest MCU fan. I say it all the time. It's not that it's bad. It's just not my, not my go-to for Marvel. So give me a second in terms of remembering. But the first ones that come to mind are Infinity War not part 1, but like in Infinity War, there's this awesome fight with the Hulk and Spider-Man and one of the members of the Black Order, and they're in this they're in a park. It's very like big greens. Yeah. It's like that fight is so dope. Like it's so cool, and it just makes my face hurt, bro. Like it's so quick. It's so quick, but I'm like, bro, because I love the Hulk too. I'm like, bro, Spider-Man and the Hulk are just killing it right now, and they're so awesome, and they're just like so acrobatic. Like I loved that scene, and then to do another Hulk pull is just the whole sequence in Egg of Ultron or Age of Ultron. Where the Hulk is just going on like a destruction spree. And I remember, bro, I remember being in the theater when watching that, and I leaned over to my friend and I was just like, dude, the Avengers movies are literally the best Hulk movies. Like what is, like that's what I come here to see, is to see the Hulk just destroy stuff. Nice. And then one more, I don't know off the top of my head. I can't think of another one. I'm sure there is one. But I can't think of another one. Those ones are awesome. Can I say can I choose What If, a fight from What If?
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, man. Of course.
Okay. For What If blew my mind. I thought What If was awesome. I haven't finished it. But the first like couple episodes absolutely loved. And that first episode with Captain Carter and her just flying through the sky during the montage, like, dude, that's some Captain America stuff. Like she is just like throwing all caution to the wind. Yeah, I love. It sticks with me.
I say my favorite fights from the
Go for it.
MCU are definitely the Infinity War fight with Thanos and the Avengers and Guardians on Titan, where Doctor Strange just goes completely nuts and he's like, you know what, crimson bands of cataract, and he's just spinning people. Spider-Man is coming, kick him in his face, and that scene right there was like one of the top 10 scenes, period, in all comics to me. The scene from Age of Ultron had a good scene. Well, it's the beginning of Age of Ultron when they're raiding the Hydra base, and the guy's like, dude, what are we supposed to do? That's the Avengers out there. And then it cuts to the scene where everybody's like doing their little super pose, and it's, like Cap on his bike. Hulk is like, rah, and
the opening,
down. I was like, that scene sent me, I almost had a heart attack in the goddamn theater, bro. I was like, oh, God.
Can I say real quick? I like Age of Ultron a lot. I hear a lot of people clown on that movie. I genuinely like Age of Ultron.
It's a good movie. I don't care.
Thank you.
And then my final, I guess, favorite fight scene from MCU movie would be the end scene of Endgame. Like what? Like there's everything you got Cap saying Avengers Assemble. You know what I mean? So that's a wrap for me. So that's it.
What about you, Bloody?
He does. Yeah, he watched it.
I would probably honestly say I don't really have a top 3, but actually, Sandoa, shout out to him that's in the chat. My favorite fight scene as well was when Iron Man was getting jumped by Cap and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
or Civil War. Yeah,
Civil War. Yeah. That was an amazing fight.
Yeah, that
really
was
choreographed fight.
That was dope. It was sad, dude. That was a sad fight. Like you didn't feel good after that, whether you were a Cap fan or an Iron Man fan. You just felt crappy. Like
I kind of did because everybody, of course, obviously Iron Man lost, but everybody kind of like got done in their own way. Like Cap got it, Winter Soldier got it.
For sure.
Iron Man.
It was a horrible, that was horrible, bro.
The
Avengers. I mean, that literally caused that fight caused Thanos to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yo, big shout outs to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sam Wilson has some nice fight scenes in that movie, and I'm not a big fan of the costume they put him in Winter Soldier is an awesome movie, but I as a costume like fan, as a superhero fan, I prefer the brighter costumes and the more over the top ones. And I loved his costume, whether it's Captain America costume or the Falcon costume in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love that costume so much, and seeing him fight on the highway was so cool. Like he was so cool, my dude. Like loved it.
That was awesome, actually. That was
dude.
You know what? That opening scene to Falcon in the Winter Soldier. With the helicopter, the helicopter.
It was like a jet,
jets, and man, that scene. The first thing I said was, "Oh, they spent that MCU money on this shit." That's the first thing came to my mind, bro. Like,
I was pretty excited. I love a lot of really cool fight scenes in that show, and especially like taking into account his superpowers and being like, how can we show off that this dude really does like fly around and like make that an asset? Like it was so awesome.
Yes, indeed. Well, guys, man, it is coming up to the end of the show. I greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. It was a blast. I'm sick and I'm sorry that I wasn't full of energy like I normally am. Carrot, thank you for stepping in for Mr. Tony Bing, bro. Carrot was supposed to be on like in the middle of the month next month. You know what I mean? Yep. And he was one of the first people to hit me up like, dude, let me come on now. I can do it. Let's go. And I was just like, thank you. You know what I mean? So thank you for being an awesome community member. You want to
have me on? Seriously, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun.
No problem, man. You want to give your, shoot out your Twitch information. Jazzy Butters, if you are in here, bro, can you also link it in the chat so we can have that form, or any of our mods that are here? Would you link Carrot Scraps in the chat?
What up, Jazzy? So I stream Marvel's Avengers and tons of other games. You can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Carrot Scraps. And then on YouTube, it's just Carrot Scraps, one word. I post a variety of content on the channel, a lot of Marvel's Avengers content for a while, but I always try to switch it up. So that's where my more scripted and edited stuff is. And thank you again. Seriously, thank you so much for having me on. I laughed a lot, talked about some stuff I love. It was awesome getting to talk to both of you. Thank you, seriously.
Of course, man.
And chat.
Yeah, chat is always awesome. I love the chat, boy.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Anyways, guys, thank you again for tuning in to another Excelsior Now podcast. My boy Bloody and I, we greatly appreciate you. Again, thank you, Carrot Scraps, for coming through. Chat, thank y'all know y'all the truth, babies. Y'all know y'all the truth. Anyways, man, laissez les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll. Peace out, people.